Hi Libra, Morgane with your monthly tarot reading for the month of April. Are you excited? I'm excited. So, Libra, April. I will do my regular intuitive reading and then I will go to a second part of this video where I will clarify some of the interesting cards. We might be looking at the bottom of the deck. And I will, if we have not yet taken the karmic / spiritual lesson from this reading, then I will also take a card for that. But maybe we'll already have it through the reading, most likely. And for the grand finale, I will take out a rune for you for the month of April. I'm adding something fun for this month's reading. And I would love to hear your opinion about it. So if you can comment and let me know. If I don't answer and just press like, I read it. I read it. I take it under consideration. I am grateful for your comments. So thank you. So I'm simultaneously just speaking to you. My other part of the brain is focusing on asking for guidance for Libras for the month of April. And the cards will speak when they feel like they are arranged properly and ready to talk. Oh! Queen of Wands in reverse. Who also had that last month as a first card? Queen of Wands upright is an independent. Oh, what's going on? The lighting. Okay, there we go. Is a very independent, charismatic, fun, loving, generous leader type of a woman, of a queen. She is the queen of the element of fire. So she's fiery, she's exciting, she's fun, she's giving, warm, all that jazz. She's great with children, parties. She refers to Leo or a fire sign. Other fire signs are Aries and Sagittarius, but I don't like to take them necessarily as those because these are general readings, and let's just take the energy of it, okay? But in reverse, she is jealous, spiteful, vindictive, can't control her emotional outrages, selfish, pampered, uses her charisma for emotional manipulation. Either someone in your surrounding is doing it to you, or, and it's an option, and I really hope that's not the case, it's representing a type of behavior that you're projecting. Most likely, because I am currently now your reader, and it's a general reading, then this is expressing an energy that is contracting you, that is opposing you. So I don't tend to think it's you, but it might be. So you take that under consideration if there's a scenario in your life where you are behaving in that sort. Or maybe it's just representing someone like that in your life. But it's just the first card, so let's see where it goes. If it's someone doing this to you, who says they're going to win? Because usually this type of behavior... Oh, all right, Libra. We're going to get through this, I promise. Hold your breath. Breathe. The next card that fell is the Tower. So, either this individual has caused a Tower moment or the breaking of a situation in your life, or you feeling like everything got messed up and fallen. And this is you kind of surviving it or avoiding it or after it. Or this individual is now going through this as a result of this behavior. This is karma. This can also represent, the Tower can also represent karma coming to bite you in the booty. And this is kind of this, this individual here is holding a symbol of strength. and he is okay and outside of the picture and is kind of looking into her, being like, yeah, you tried to do this, but I'm good. So maybe you have avoided this individual's attempts to have you fall. And that's great. But if not, and you're feeling like this person has made your life crumble or something in your life, listen, the tower doesn't have to be so dramatic. It doesn't have to be extreme. It can be something small, like an argument or something that you have ended or has ended for you, but it doesn't have to be like life crazy drama, right? It could be an event, it could be a relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be a work situation, it could be obviously romance. But I feel like this is someone outside of you who is now kind of paying their dues for what they did. Like things are starting, the tower that they've built around you of lies and trying to make you look bad is now like the sky. It's coming from the sky. It's almost like poetic justice is now just crumbling on top of them because this guy is surviving it, but she's upside down. So I'm feeling, or another narrative, this is two people who've had some difficulty happen, a tower moment or a tower scenario. One is okay, the other is not so much. And she's looking at this person like, did you leave me behind? So maybe you feel like you were left behind by someone who has survived something that both of you were supposed to suffer from, but they kind of somehow managed to run out of it, but they left you behind in the burning tower. So currently we have about 2-3 scenarios that are very similar to each other. You take what speaks to you, okay? But I do feel like, yeah, because when I put them like this, which is the way they came out, before that I accidentally put it like that, right? So that was relevant, no accidents. But now I see the way they actually fell first and then second, and how I placed them on the table. Yeah, there's just like bye and bye, goodbye. There was a tower moment that led to a separation. And this one is looking outside. She's like, I'm fallen, I'm done, I lost, I can't handle this, I'm out. This individual is looking out. Should I run away? Should I use the opportunity that I'm out of this? But wait, I can't, his body's like still leaning towards her. Should I go back and save her? Should I go back and do it again? I don't know. I feel like there are different groups of Libras that are watching, that each of the scenarios will speak to them. We'll continue with this reading and see where it's leading us. But I am always very curious to see how, my readings speak to you. So please comment and let me know. Okay. What else? Yeah, it's very fiery, explosive energy. The Queen of Wands and the Tower. It could represent a night fling, like a one-night stand that was of passion, that the guy or one of you guys came out okay, but the other is like upside down from it, is completely like confused, the individual. So if you are finding yourself in the next month at a situation where there's something sexual between you and someone that isn't from a stable place of you guys are dating and together or whatever, maybe it's something a bit more complicated, be careful to not, to try to avoid, if you suspect that you might be left behind after this, or that, just think carefully. If that's what you want, if you want a one-night thing, if you're okay with not necessarily knowing what will come after it, the Fool. If you are okay with not knowing where it will lead to, and if it will be open or serious or whatever, if you want to have an open mind view on that and kind of just let things happen and not care about what it means, then great. But if you do care about it, then consider. But I want to leave that scenario aside because it's relevant to a few of you. But what I mostly feel is there will be a certain, or there, some of you already, or just recently, a certain collapsing of the structure as you knew it in an area in your life. Could be a relationship, could be a job, could be an organization, could be any sort of connection. And there's the collapsing of that. There's the end of a spiteful energy that wasn't working for you. And there's the liberation of that. If you were or still are stuck in a way of thinking that isn't serving you, that is from the ego, then this won't last very longer. If you'll keep holding on to that, then spirit, universe will kind of, or someone in your life, there's like a messenger of spirit and universe. We're all messengers to each other, right? We all serve each other's growth. That will come along and kind of break that so you can go free. So it might feel painful like the tower, but it will set you free and put you in the state of mind of the fool. That, you know, the first thing that speaks of the fool is that freedom has no price. If you were in a scenario outside from coming from either fear or habit or anything, it won't last, because spirit is pushing you to be free, right? To be really free, to have a light heart. There's an inner journey that is it's like a journey that combines the ego, the collapsing of the ego for some of you, and the liberation of the spirit, of the true essence underneath your characteristic, what it is that you think you need to be like, the status, and like, you know, that breaks down and opens a doorway for the true essence of your soul and of your spirit and of your existence and of your future to emerge. And now it feels like maybe you're not sure where it's leading towards. So the card that fell, I left it like this because I wanted to finish what I had to say, the point on the Fool, and not be confused by the next one that comes by. And then I turn it up, and then I turn it like this, and it was actually like this, the Ten of Cups in reverse. Ten of Cups on its own is a beautiful card of self-fulfillment and contempt. I'm sorry, not contempt. Content and feeling tapped in and connected and flowing, and the chakras are aligned, and there's love, and there's family, and there's wish fulfilled, and it speaks of a very happy relationship, a very happy family life, marriage. But it came upside down, and it came with the Tower, the Fool, and the Fool. So I feel like there's a liberation of the structure. So this could be an ending of either a relationship or a family situation. With the King of Wands in reverse, I am tempted to think that this might be a third-party situation that kind of came as an outside messenger from spirit and kind of broke the structure that you thought you had, to give you the opportunity to see the truth and set yourself free. And the Ten of Cups is the feeling of the loss of, you know, the harmony that you thought you had. You know, make your peace, because whatever it is that you feel like is reversed in your life is now, you know, it's like that for a reason. Now, I find it interesting that two of the female characters are reversed and two of the male characters are upright. I feel like one of you will come out of this like liberated and free to go about their true path, and the other, the one that was holding on out of either ego or the illusion of what it is that they thought, you know, was existing, it will take them maybe a little longer to recover from it, but that's a matter of perspective. You know, if the individual that feels that they're in reverse or have fallen or lost, an opportunity to consider why, what happened, what led to it. Interesting. Also might be an interesting scenario, probably just for a few of you because it's very specific. Two couples here. Maybe one, like maybe the guys are kind of want to, you know, set themselves free and be, maybe someone wants an open relationship and not be in the regular structure and the frame and wants to go and explore, be with other people maybe. And because they are upright, two options. Either they are, you know, they're in power, they have the choice to either make it or break it, make that decision, or they are in the right, meaning it's the right thing to do. Didn't really fall, so okay, what else? Very specific scenarios. The moon in reverse. Okay, guys, some of you are going out, stepping out of a very, very confusing situation where things were unclear, where you felt a little bit, maybe a little bit manipulated or played with. It can go with a scenario of someone who maybe promised something serious, but you were never quite sure if they mean it, or maybe you're the one who did it to someone else, but now you're really understanding that this is not the real thing, because maybe someone else has come along and kind of shattered that, I don't know, perception. It's okay, because now you're free of it, and the moon is in reverse, so you are finishing the moon cycle, the karmic cycle of the confusion, and you're stepping out of it. Maybe some of you, this is good energy work, working with the elements, but this is not so good energy work, working with the elements, but out of ego, right? So that is ending now. I would let go. I would really let go, because it seems like these are things that are really supposed to put you on your true path. It's like a shaman spiritual. I think it's beautiful the way the Fool is presented here. Like a spiritual warrior, right? Feathers. I think it's beautiful. But these are forces from above that are helping you see the picture. The moon, the tower, lightnings. The Fool that represents the character that goes through the journey of the tarot cards. In every tarot card, you also have the Fool peeking, because every tarot card is a lesson, a spiritual lesson to go through and learn. And you are the seeker, you are the Fool that is in every single card, learning the lesson. So this is the essence of the cards, of their meaning. This is the alchemist that is searching, you know. Some of you are going through some confusion with family matters. Women in your life are really confusing you. If you're a guy watching, or a divine masculine in a woman's body. If I say man, woman, if you don't already know me, I'm talking about the energy. Okay? There can be two women with the female and masculine energy, two men with female and masculine energy, etc. Okay, let's take one more card before we go into the extended part of clarifying. She felt so beautifully, like upright, accurate, and like you didn't see, you can't see the table yet, but I'm going to show it to you. The High Priestess. I just spoke about how the Fool is the essence of the tarot, but so is she, because she represents the seasons of the year from the Greek mythology story of Persephone. She was the queen of the underworld. For 6 months, she ruled the underworld with Hades under the earth. and that was fall and winter. And for 6 months she rose, and now she's, by the way, supposed to rise back up to the ground to join her mother Demeter, the goddess of life, and she brings spring with her when she comes up, spring and then summer. So this is very representative of this time right now, and especially with the moon, that can represent secrets and things that are hidden. If it's next to the moon upside up in reverse, then there are no more secrets anymore, and there's clarity. The character here, the high priestess, is being really tapped into her clarity, her clairvoyance. She's a clairvoyant. She's the greatest sorcerer in Greek mythology, Persephone, because she rules the realm of the dead and the realm of the living. She's very powerful. She's more powerful than all the other goddesses because she rules everything, and she is the goddess of knowledge and wisdom and mystery, and of the moon and of the sun, of the black and the white, and of the colors. So she is very tapped into her knowledge. It's not to say that she's exposing or telling anybody, but she knows. You know the truth now. You're starting to really understand what was going on, the situation, with either your partner that you weren't sure what they were thinking, or the other woman, or whatever. But you know, or you're going to, during April, you're going to be really liberated of this and really know where you stand. But it's with power. See, the Fool and the High Priestess are, people rarely understand them. Muggles don't understand gods and goddesses. People rarely understand how they operate, where they operate from, what goes in their mind, what makes them tick, what makes them say or do what they do. But they know, and Spirit knows. They're very tapped, they're very connected, they are not crazy at all. Just because you don't understand, or someone doesn't understand you, just because you don't understand what these individuals are thinking, doesn't mean that it doesn't make sense. It means that you are not tapped into yet maybe this way of thinking, but it's a very free, homeopathic, holistic, kind of way of thinking of life. There is no good and bad. There is no right and wrong, black and white. Everything is a lesson. Everything has something to learn from, and everything is a process in our journey towards becoming the alchemist, or the best expression of our potential. And I feel like some of you are kind of diving in. You went through some difficulties, you felt like there was someone you can't trust, or that is going against you, and there were tower moments. There wasn't any trust, there wasn't certainty. You felt like you had to go on your own, or someone was going on their own, and the frame, the structure isn't what you thought it was. But that brings clarity and final understanding, because what you thought was real wasn't. And now you know it. And you have gained so much more wisdom and knowledge from this. You have grown. Almost as if you have completed a very, very big karmic cycle that it may have taken you 16 to 18 years to learn. Either from one scenario, aka one long relationship, or from many small ones, either from one type of job place or many. It can be all kinds of, it can be all of the above, There's a very massive spiritual journey that, that has expressed itself through events in your life that weren't always fun, and people in your life that weren't always benevolent, but you have grown into a goddess. Quite a powerful one, might I say. She brings, this is lack of balance that now is being seen and understood. This is also, the moon goes dark, goes into his dark places, into his subconscious, to discover, to learn. Goes through times in life that there's uncertainty and confusion and fear, but he grows from it. It's like the Pandora box that you encounter demons, your own demons and fears and confusion and childhood and psychology and all that jazz, but to discover your, your true powers, your magic, and also your angels and your blessings. The door box, holds them both. And it's the moon, it's all the ties, and what are we? We're like an average of 60 to 75% water in the average human body. So the moon, shifts ties. So of course it also affects us, which is astrology, by the way. That's one of the ways I kind of make sense out of astrology. I'm like, hey, you think the moon can move the oceans, but it can't move you? Come on. So after you did all this work, went through all this journey and all these crashes and fall downs, and you kept coming up, and now you're feeling a little bit alone and out of the wish box, like maybe a little bit like, oh, I was supposed to be in this, but I'm not. Now I'm here. But this was all leading for you to get here. So this is very beautiful. Now, for the sake of the more practical essence, I would like to clarify this Queen of Wands in reverse with the Tower moment. Why are they here? Why do we have the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Tower? What are they here to tell us? Okay. Hangman and the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords with the Tower can be very, very harsh energy. It could be a fight. It can be very difficult words kind of being thrown at you, or you throwing it at someone else. Kind of someone is making the other person out of to be the bad person or the victim, or kind of a scapegoat, kind of putting the blame on someone else. Either you are the person who is the scapegoat, or you are the person who does this to someone else to kind of save. Oh my God, yeah. Someone wanted to save face to kind of survive this. So they went into warrior mode and were very brute almost. Basically hanging you in the middle of the square. Oh my God, this is very harsh energy, and I'm really sorry if you're going through this scenario, which might be why you're feeling like this. Or this person has cooperated and is actually the reason of why this and this and this is being done to you, or was done to you. If this will happen, and it's not behind you, and it's either happening right now or about to, I feel like it's an energy that is already existing, so it's either like really fresh or has happened recently or something. But the Hangman is, it's like, it's this the holy sacrifice, meaning he's gaining a lot of wisdom. Again, there's a lot of cards that of wisdom, like the amount of wisdom and knowledge and spiritual growth in this reading are phenomenal. Because the Hangman, he just looks at things from different perspective. Like I told you in the beginning earlier with the Fool and the High Priestess, that they don't have good and bad, right and wrong, fun, not fun, painful, joyful. It's just an experience of life, and what can I learn from it? So he doesn't really feel the pain. Right? He's just kind of taking it in, holding his breath or her breath, and kind of allowing this individual going at him. And the reason I'm saying it, I'm not going to the narrative of maybe he's saving this individual from this, right? He's coming with a sword, he's coming swiftly, looks like a warrior. Maybe he's going to like actually cut the rope. Maybe you just think that he's going to attack this guy or to do this to them, but maybe they're actually a knight that is coming to save the day after this individual going through this moment that may have to do with this. And now, this is another scenario. I've expressed one scenario, which is very, very possible, of someone going with harsh words, trying to save face at your expense, or you doing this to someone else. Or after this has happened to you, right? The Tower moment because of this individual. And you're feeling like this. Now there's a sense of trying to repent, kind of make amends, and save. Yeah, that's what I feel about these two here. Okay, so there might be an approach, but I feel like the Hangman is like, yeah, okay, I learned what I needed to learn from this, and now I don't know if you're really trying to fix this, you know, for your ego or for your, you know, to feel better about yourself, and I don't even know if it matters because I'm already outside of the picture. Like, look at me. Like, I don't know. It's up to you. If this is you and someone is trying to, it's up to you. I feel like this individual here might turn into be the Fool. Now, the Fool can represent one or the other. It can either represent someone who doesn't have the responsibility in your life, that isn't serious, that comes and goes. It can also be relevant with the Knight of Swords. Or if we take it to a spiritual place, if this person is represented by this is a spiritual person and a very, very mature individual, this might be literally a spiritual warrior that is doing the right thing and just have a different way of thinking. And they will take you on a journey of self-discovery and learning. Maybe it started as a harsh energy that isn't, you know, stable and good in your life, that kind of caused a Tower moment. But now it's going through a change of heart and a change of perspective and wants to become that spiritual warrior for you, or you want to do that for someone else. But if you're the High Priestess now, first, you don't need anybody. You're also a spiritual warrior. So you will either go with this or you won't go with this, and you will know the truth. You don't need me. You will know exactly what you need to do and how. You have so much clarity now, and you have absolutely nothing to lose after this, after losing the allegedly everything and surviving it and being like, oh, I'm still a powerful badass. Okay, then you know you have nothing to lose, and every choice that you will make will come from strength and free choice. I want to clarify the Moon in reverse with the High Priestess, please. I want to clarify that. Actually, this entire spiritual lesson, the Fool, the High Priestess, and the Moon in reverse, they are not separated. The Fool is like looking at me, being like, excuse me, do you not see that I'm connected to this? I mean, come on. Do you not see the connection? Her feathers, my feathers, her bird, my bird. I mean, come on. You don't get to leave me outside. All right. Let's clarify the Fool and the High Priestess, please. And I think we already know that the Moon, what it's saying. He's like a combination of the energy of them both. Let's see what the cards want to say. Okay, Libra, this is such an interesting reading. Please write me. Please tell me what is your narrative and how you connect with it. I am so curious about whether or not you resonate with any of the scenarios and how exactly. Okay, Queen of Cups. Definitely something on the emotional realm and the intuitive realm. Almost a lot of clairvoyance here, a lot of witchiness here, a lot of intuition, a lot of spiritual knowledge, a lot of feminine sexual energy that comes from a spiritual place, like very intense. Libra, you're going into your power mode, to your power zone. You're tapping into your power. Now, Librans are air, and they're very analytical and spiritual, but balanced, or seeking the balance. Maybe that's your challenge sometimes. The Queen of Cups is not looking for balance. The Queen of Cups is looking for truth. The High Priestess isn't looking for balance. She's looking for truth, and from the truth and from the knowledge finds the inner balance. She investigates each element to its fullest, all the way through the earth, all the way through the water, all the way through the lesson of the fire, all the way through the lesson of the air. And then after she knows so well everything, then she finds the balance between all the elements and finds her power. And it will come to it as an expression of someone very charismatic, very dominant, very in tune with their emotions and with their spiritual knowledge, and they are a master of their own realm. They're not listening to anybody else. They're doing what they... But this is not coming from adversity or the will to act like, to play rebel. This comes from a very connected place to source and to yourself. She's very connected. All of these cards are extremely connected to source. So I feel that like many of you who are watching me, I'm really flattered, because this scenario represents people who are vibrating on a very high frequency. You have mastered your emotions and your elements, and it's like, and you have come to my video. So thank you for being lured in here, because my energy is flattered, but with the presence of your energy, really. This is, and I feel like I need another clarify, because I have something on the tip of my tongue, an energy, an idea, but it's an idea, but it's not completely, I still can't completely express it, so I need help. Cards, help me express what it is that I think I know. I'm watching this Queen of Cups here. Also, we had the Queen of Wands upside reverse, and now we have the Queen of Cups upright. So if you felt like you lost your power because of someone, you are really regaining your power. This is because you have regained your power inside with yourself. You have found serenity within yourself throughout all this drama and adversity. As above, so below, and as within, so on the outside. Then the reality around you starts to shift in a way to represent that, and then people around you start showing you the respect that you give to yourself, that you have managed to give to yourself. These two individuals vibrate on a very, very high frequency. They're very energetic and powerful and free and wise. So like, you can't not want to be on their side, and you will talk about them, you will gossip about them, you will fear them. But most of all, you will have a sense of awe and respect when they come into the room. You found the strength to blab and gossip about them behind their back. The minute they enter the room, you look for their approval or for their presence. And you don't dare say anything into their face, because you know they'll smack right into you. That means something, If someone is talking about you, you should know that's like a losing battle for them energy-wise. You're in there like, you're so in your elements. You are so free. That's so intense. Wow. And during the month of April, they won't even want to do that anymore, because you will be so powerful. And it's not an ego power. It's not a controlling power. It's not a status power. It's an inner charisma energy type of power, like where you exude light and energy. This is so beautiful. Is there anything else you guys want to say before I look at the bottom of the deck? We're already at the extended part of this reading, guys, by the way. Ten of Wands. Someone can't handle you. Your power, your beauty, your independence. They want to be around you. They need to be around you. They are lured towards being around you, but there is so much on their mind and heart and in their reality that prevents them from doing that, and they feel like they are literally about to collapse on their knees at your feet. You will either take it or leave it, or have the power. But you know, if they kind of feel this, like it's the same person for me here, this guy and this guy. So I feel like if the Ten of Wands is represented by the spiritual energy of the Fool, and it's just hidden and not being able to blossom just because of everything that goes in their life, maybe it's worth giving a second chance and help heal them from this, so they could tap into this, and then you can be this together, right? So it's almost like there's the potential of having this, like two spiritual warriors. This is so pretty. But right now, and or through the month of April, the time is very lucid. So I'm not into time framing things. It's up to your scenario. Right now, this is the 3D, the reality expression of the two of you. One of you is tapped into their power after being diminished and disgraced almost. But they were so spiritual and fierce and wise on the inside, and they've gained such clarity and, you know, tapped into all their elements. So now this individual just described, either you or the other person, is so tapped into their force. So either you or the other individual is coming being like, you know, all the things I've said, all the things that I've done, it was fear, fear, fear. Sorry, one card fell. Yeah, the High Priestess. Oh, sorry, one second. Okay. All right, time to end what I was just saying, all the things that I've said. You got the picture. The reason I'm saying it is because the High Priestess fell, and it means that the conversation is over. Like, of what I just said, the things that I've said. I've said exactly what I needed to say, and you've gained what you needed to gain from this. And I can't really give you an advice, as I think what it means to, what it's trying to tell me is that I can't really tell you what to do, because each of you has a different scenario narrative. Some people that are coming to you asking for forgiveness of just being a brute and were, you know, emotionally abusive to you, and you shouldn't be taking them back. So this, she fell literally to protect those that's their narrative, that I can't make the mistake of confusing them into thinking that then maybe they need to come back. So if there was any abusive behavior, if there was any sense of you really losing yourself, or a real hurt, like either violence or intense humiliation, there are things that you can go back to, okay? So you know. But for the other part of the collective that is on a spiritual journey, that is dealing with someone who's also on a spiritual journey, two powerful individuals that work from light and awareness, then you want to consider the return of the individual, okay? Yeah, that's what. Let's go to the bottom of the deck. And then we will take out a rune. Oh my god, why am I having all the magicians in this reading? All the alchemists and the magicians. Some of you are so tapping into your powers, it's almost scary. Like, people who don't understand will be like so scared of you. I'm not talking about like someone with a wand who literally comes and creates magic in the air. I'm talking about like such strong awareness and understanding of how to work with manifestation, with the universe and with the element, and like connection to self, connection to source, connection to people. It's just beautiful. And these two are also a very natural couple, the magician and the high priestess. And she's holding all the elements because she is the goddess of all the of everything that is alive and dead, and all of the seasons of the year. And he is the master of all the elements, the water, the fire, the air, and the earth. So you have the cups, and you have the wand, and you have the sword. All right. Okay. Magician, Knight of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Ace of Swords. Okay. All right. So this individual whom you're not sure if you should trust, because the Magician can be confusing. They're so smart, you never know what they really mean. Comes with an offer with, it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of concluding what I was saying. Comes with an offer of, but it's a very steady, real offer. The Knight of Pentacles is very real, very stable, very honest, kind of play no games kind of energy. And you're kind of turning your back to it a little bit because you are confused, you won't know, or to take it, to not take, based on the experience of the past. Five of Swords, not knowing what to decide, but you have to make a decision, a clear, strong, fast, decisive decision. If it's an area of, God forbid, someone who was abusive to you, he might mean well, but no, cut. If it's the other type of scenario, the more positive one, then the Ace of Swords is also, he's also a messenger of the universe, something that tells you that yes, this is the right thing in the right time that helps your growth as well. So it's a definite yes. Like, should say yes, I mean, advise. And okay, I'm just gonna spread them and talk to them very briefly, about them very briefly, because they're already going into a very strong energy into the future. So it's like but I really want to say the emotional lesson that comes from this, because it's super important. Okay. Seven of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Three of Cups in reverse. I'm sorry, Three of Swords in reverse, Two of Swords in reverse. Strength, which in this deck at number 11, usually in decks it represented by number 8, and 11 is the Justice card, but here the Strength is 11. And the Wheel of Fortune. On top of the spiritual strength that you're gaining from this time period, you are also extremely healing. A lot of new emotional energy of water and flow and faith. And the Three of Swords in reverse, meaning healing the broken heart, healing the time of the failure and the pain and the dark and the dark nights of the soul. No more lies and deceit and unawareness and denial and holding on to your past psychological issues, tapping into your inner beautiful strength where you don't have to have energetic manipulations on the universe to manifest what you want, where it's already like an inner type of manifestation powers, where you are tapped into, you are so up there that you are tapped naturally to the universal will. So obviously everything you want happens because it's what the universe wants as well. So great. And the Wheel of Fortune, just to emphasize what I just said, where, you know, things are working in your favor now. A real shift of luck. This is, wow. But this is going to continue, like this healing process, until probably September, with the help of someone in your life that made big changes and now is bringing stability and helping you truly discover who you are and tap into your intuition and inner truth. Okay, this is a wonderful reading, but we need to finish this up. So, Libra, great job. I am intensely proud of you, because if you have reached that level of mastery, then you are an amazing badass of a person. 0, 1, 2, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. let's conclude for you with what I promised with the rune for the month of April. Thank you, cards. Thank you, universe, spirit, whatever has allowed us to convey these messages. Runes are an ancient divination tool like tarot, the most ancient known so far anyway, or as far as I know. Runes in Gaelic means secrets. They are sigils, they are letters, it's a language. They are, you can do energy work with them, you can do divination with them. They are very much connected to the energy of the earth. Like the cards tend to be more spiritual, sometimes vague, and can tend to be sometimes confusing. The runes are very hardcore, plain what it is. Which is why you can't really foresee with them too much into the future. It's more so next few weeks, because they are so like, yeah, this is what it is about. It's like things that have already, like the snowball who has already started rolling, and it's like you can't change the course of things. It's too late. It's already at its, even if you don't see it yet, it's already coming, you know. So there are 24 of them. In the past 30-40 years, they've added, some rune casters use the 25th rune, which is an empty rune called Weird. Some use it, some don't. And as I was talking, I was mixing my pouch and chose one, which is the rune for Libra for the month of April. I'm so happy this came out. Hotel, or Othalas. I don't know if you can see it well. There you go, now you can see it. She is carved, this rune is carved on hematite, also known as bloodstone. And it represents connection to source on a physical, like earthly level, meaning sense of belonging. It speaks of home, it speaks of legacy, it speaks of an organization that you're a part of, it speaks of connection to family, generations. It's the roots of your existence. It can be property, it can be money, it's prosperity, but think earth, think matter, but it doesn't have to be money. It could very much so be money, but it can also be just a feeling of belonging, a strong sense of being rooted and belong somewhere, having a home, having a place, knowing who you are. You are safe. You are stable. You are grounded. Wonderful rune to have for the month of April, especially now that summer is coming, spring. Keep trying to find the right angle where you can see it well, better, best, because this lighting is great for me. Hello, but with the cards and stuff, it's a little bit. Okay, all right, yay. Please tell me if you like me adding the rune thing at the end, because it's a new thing that I'm doing. Hotel can also mean the letter O, for example. And tell me if it resonated with you, and thank you for subscribing. You know, if that means that you want to see me around next month again. Watch your sun, moon, and rising, and Venus, because each of them represents something else in your life and can give you different aspects, ways of looking at the situations. And thank you for staying so far. I love you. I was Morgan. See you next month. Bye.